In our modern world, we require more and more resources every year to supply our growing population. All of this demand is putting a lot of stress on our global systems, and our natural resources are dwindling. For example, if you take a look at our current oil consumption, we are set to run out in 55 years, according to BP's Statistical Review of World Energy. Another example is fresh water, and while we're not actually running out of it, the supply of it that we have access to is very small, and the demand from our growing population could exceed our current supply. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United States, by 2025, 1.8 billion people will be living with absolute water scarcity. Now more than ever, we need solutions to these global issues that have less impact on our environment while still being able to support the future and current generations. Most homeowners of today do not believe that they can change our system, even when there are many modern sustainable options available to them. This is why I've made it my goal to educate the population on how they can help save our precious planet Earth. One of the many things you can do to lower your impact on the Earth and save on electricity are solar panels. Solar panels use heat energy from the sun, which is turned into electrical energy. Solar panels are one of the more popular options for homeowners, with about 15% of homes having solar panels. This may not seem like a lot, but up to as many as 80% of homes are economically unviable for solar panels. One of the two big reasons why people buy solar panels is because of the fact that they can completely negate your monthly energy bills if set up correctly. However, they come with a huge base price that can be in the tens of thousands of dollars, and additionally, they take a while to pay for themselves. With that being said, after about 8 years with the solar panels, you'll be saving 12 cents per kilowatt hour in electricity, which means you'll be saving about $700 per month, depending on how much you usually pay for electricity. The second largest reason why people buy solar panels is that, according to RGS Energy, you'll be negating over 200,000 pounds of carbon dioxide in the first 25 years alone. Not every home is suitable for solar panels, however, but you can find if yours is by checking your address on Google's Project Sunroof. If you own a pool as well, you can get solar heaters, which are much like solar panels but heat up your pool instead. The public is in general agreement that solar panels and solar heaters are good for homes, and that more should be implemented, according to SIA.org. Another sustainable option for homes are tankless water heaters. These heaters will heat up the water only when it is necessary, rather than storing and heating the water in a tank when it is not even needed. Not only does it save electricity, but it also provides instantaneous access to hot water without having to wait, along with lasting longer than conventional water heaters. There are several cons that come along with tankless water heaters, however. First off, they cost more than conventional tank heaters, with their price sometimes being in the thousands. Additionally, they can only supply one water outlet at a time, so you can't run the dishwasher while taking a shower. On the positive side, however, tankless water heaters will not only lower the price of your electricity bill, but they will help the environment by putting less stress on our electrical grid. What this means is that because less energy is being drawn from the city, less electricity will need to be produced to supply the city. By itself, one tankless water heater won't solve climate change, but if everyone followed this guide and switched over, the effects would be massive and we wouldn't need to burn as many fossil fuels. The only reason why they aren't in every single home already is because of the high base price point. An additional way to make your home more sustainable is to use Energy Star appliances. These appliances will be more energy efficient than most, but will regularly be priced higher, being about $30 to $200 more, according to DirectEnergy.com. The higher efficiency, much like the tankless water heater, will lower the strain on our electrical grid, which is better for the environment. These appliances may be a good investment if you know you'll have the appliance for a long time. About 45% of homes in North America already have Energy Star appliances, so it is definitely a popular option. If you are considering Energy Star appliances, one of the best things you can do is ask about them at local stores. This will show businesses that you care about energy efficiency and reducing carbon emissions. If enough people ask, the store will put a much greater emphasis on energy efficient products. One more thing you can do is add a rainwater collection system to your house. Collected rainwater can save tap water when watering plants. Saving rainwater will mean you use less water, so your bill will be lower, and the water you're saving is water that doesn't need to be purified, which saves a lot of energy. With that being said, rainwater collection is more of a niche option that will not have a significant effect on the environment, but every bit does help. One final thing you can do to reduce the impact of your house is starting a compost. Composting is when you decompose food waste like fruit skin naturally in your own yard. Composting stops organic compounds from being sent to a landfill, which not only reduces greenhouse gases emitted during the transportation, but it also means that carbon dioxide is released instead of methane, as in compost the waste is open to the air and has oxygen. Composting also improves the quality of your lawn, which also means fewer fertilizers and pesticides are used overall. The compost machines can be expensive and produce a rancid smell. Compost machines can range from $100 flat all the way up to into the thousands. According to studies, most people would compost if it was more convenient. I personally talked to a homeowner in my area to see his opinion on these sustainable practices. For solar panels, he said that he liked the idea of them and that he wanted to get them. However, they are not economically viable for his house, so he never ended up installing them. He also said he wanted to get a tankless water heater, but his main reason for not getting one was that he already had a water heater installed, so that there's no reason to spend extra money to replace it when it was already working. One point I would like to say about this is that if you already have working appliances, the effect of throwing one out just to get a more efficient one would arguably be a worse effect than just keeping the original one through its lifespan. The person I interviewed also said that most of the appliances in his house were Energy Star appliances, and that he hasn't regretted the purchase. He also had a rainwater collection system in his house, which his wife used to water her flowers. Finally, he said he had never really thought about composting before. These are a few methods that you as a homeowner can use to reduce the environmental impact that your household has on the world. Still, it is your choice on whether to actually implement any of these techniques, but now that you've been informed on the sustainable practices, you can make the best, most educated decision possible for the future of your home.